Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another trailer reaction of the best boys, Getselious and Sithscott.
Hello.
And today we have a mouthful of a trailer and a legendary series to get into. We'll be reacting to the latest trailer to The Legend of Heroes, Kuro no Kiseki II, Crimson Sin. And this is within the, I believe the Trials of the Cold, within the same realm creators, the Trials of Cold Steel and Trials of the Sky. Am I correct there, Scott?
Yeah, the Trails in the Sky and Trails of Cold Steel.
Trails, there we go. I always get it mixed up. Oh man,
That's fine. Most people just know it as the Trails games, but it's technically Legend of Heroes. It's just like when you look at like the game and the box art, it's just like no one cares about the Legend of Heroes part, and it just says the Trails part that matters.
I know, it's so weird. That's all I remember. It's like crazy. But before we get into that and more about gushing of this great series, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so we get notified, and stay hydrated. It's pretty hot out there.
It really is.
Alright, the music's already banger already. It's Falcom, my favorite developers who make games. Because honestly, Falcom has had an amazing resurgence with the YS or Yeast series, as some people call it.
Yeah, the E series.
Yeah. Yeah, they had like them. You can get they just republished the whole thing. That company went through hell and earth to get it coming over here. Going to PC market was a great thing for them. Honestly, they would get the PC, you know. But the best way to describe is that these games are there's nothing bad about them. They're all phenomenal games. Commitment.
Very true. They're great games, but they do take a bit of time.
Mm-hmm. Let's continue the trailer. Oh, they got guns? Wow. I don't know who right there. I love that cover though. Like, that's a really good cover.
It is banger cover.
Yeah. I like the main character design so far. Just keep the collar on pop. The pop collar is not working. Ah, you got her. That's cool. And all her costumes.
Of course, must have all the costumes.
This is giving me Cold Steel vibes, at least from the overworld we saw recently.
Yep.
Yeah. Music sounds good.
They always have really good and like thematic music for their moments.
Yeah. Oh. Wow, we just killed the white man.
No.
He did the anime yell. Very proud of him. Look at people just dying.
You got death and destruction.
I like the guy with the glasses. He looked like he has, I don't know who he's not a villain, but he looks like he has a job, you know?
Oh yeah.
He's like, look, I'm here just to get this done. I got a rocket launch on a helicopter. Let's go.
This is how I get things done.
Oh, this is, even though she doesn't have short hair, but giving him lady vibes.
Oh, yep, I can see it. Yeah, I don't think he's a good guy.
Wait, I want to back up. Did I just see a car flow through the mirror and hit him? Is this Legend of Heroes, My Bizarre Adventure, like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure going on here?
Is that a JoJo reference?
Is that a joke? Oh lord, is it a JoJo reference? Me, who has all 5 parts of JoJo printed in English, up to date. Yes, it's always a JoJo reference.
No such thing as a non-JoJo reference.
Yes, all references to JoJo references. All JoJo references are not JoJo references.
Wow.
That looks like some kind of damage.
Yeah, massive fall, big damage. This looks more cinematic compared to the Cold Sky series.
Yeah, I definitely don't think they worked a lot with their in-game engine stuff, so they could do scenes like this.
I remember playing the older of the Legend of Hero games, like was it Legend of Heroes? It's the first ones. Like, was it Cold? Not Cold Sky. Is it?
There's Trails of the Sky.
Trails of the Sky. There we go. Trails of the Sky.
Yeah.
The first one. I remember playing I haven't. I played it, and no insult to Xseed back in the day or all those games. They were so text heavy. Holy snap! It was an essay to get through it. Good game. Storyline is banger. I mean, holy snap.
Estelle is still probably like one of my favorite characters of Legend of Heroes, so
yeah,
that's another reason why I like the Sky series at least. But yeah, the older games they age well in the terms of like their politics and their story and their plots, but not in the sense of you having to constantly read everything that's ever said always.
Yeah, exactly. Like and it's my honest opinion, if you guys have some time to kill, and if you're not, beating Dragon Quest 11 for the 15th time, which you should at this point, come on. Seriously, check out the Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. The first one, at least, you get an idea of the series. It's really, really good. It's very text heavy, that's for sure. Like, it's a little text heavy, but that's what says shout to XC for getting it right, because that was rough.
That's probably why it takes them so long to get these things translated, is because there's so much they have to translate.
Yeah, that was it back in the day, and they got it picture perfect, the tone and all that jazz. Like, oh boy.
Yeah.
And then if you want more of a cinematic takeover, I believe that the Trials of Cold Steel series is also pretty good as well. It's like an upgrade. It's like, I think the Legend of Heroes is a perfect example of a company like getting better with each installment of the series. Like,
big time. Yeah.
They went from like no voice acting to voice acting to more consistent battle system to moving to another publisher.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to be. They used to be under XC, but I believe currently, if I could check right now, I think the current trial series is done by, at least like upwards. I think it's like part 3 is Trials of the Cold Steel. 3 is NIS. So it used to be XC up to that point. And Falcom's like, we got some other people, so it's okay. But it is what it is. Like, it does. By the way, no insult to any of the publishers who worked on this game. Each of them did a fantastic job with it, especially the Cold Sky series, because that was a lot of work to read all that.
Yeah, if you're in the Legend of Heroes fandom, you also will have a notice of people who liked Exceed more and people who like NIS more, mainly because Exceed added more flair to the text.
Yeah.
And NIS makes it a lot more, truthful. It's a lot more accurate to the text.
Right. And both companies, I believe, end up hiring mostly the people who are fans of the game and fan dubbing it and putting it on websites I won't say because I'm not going to send you guys to jail.
Yeah, so the one big thing that they noted in, especially the more recent one that's going to be coming out, Trails of Zero, is that they hired some of the people who did the fan translation of it when it was on only Japanese Steam. And so they're going to localize it based on that translation with getting a lot more people involved. So it's going to be a lot more accurate to those fan translations, which is also a really good thing because most fans, when they do like their passion translation projects, will usually do a lot of effort to make sure everything's as accurate as it can be, as well as making it fun.
Exactly. And I give respect to them hiring people to do it, because not only because the work's kind of halfway done, it really helps the community knowing that, hey, doing this really means something.
Yeah, so their goal is to make this be the newer one that's going to be released as the definitive version to get, rather than people who've just been buying the Japanese one and just translating it themselves.
Which I don't recommend unless you're really that good. God, that's hard.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, and let's get back to the trailer in hand.
Yeah, they really put so much more emphasis on the cinematics.
Yeah, I'll be polite. This is my honest opinion. As good as this game is, I do not see no insult to to Falcom and the people working this game. I don't see this game toppling the toppling Square Enix or toppling some other games of the year. I do see them getting better notice though. I think this might be the one that people point to. Yo, this Legend of Heroes stuff, quite poggers, you know. This
Yeah,
might
it
be the
definitely
game.
is getting them more and like more fans in their base, which I think is always a good thing. But I don't. Yeah, they won't be going as mainstream as like Square Enix
No,
in
I don't.
terms of JRPGs.
No, I don't see them toppling them. And no insult because again, I can go into hours like what's a good JRPG. That's not right now, because it's like right now. I think I do mean this politely. If you guys want to try a new RPG, and again, you want to hear me talk about Dragon Quest all day, seriously, we'll try a new RPG. I recommend the Legends Hero series, and I recommend the Cold Steel. You know what? You know what? If you guys can sit through reading long text, uh, Trails of the Sky series, which is available on most platforms. I have mine on Steam. Is worth playing. Definitely get your feet wet. It's a very interesting series. The storyline's really good. I'm not gonna spoil anything. The story's really good.
And they have probably one of the best female main characters of all time as Estelle.
I know. It's like
I
watching her.
love Estelle.
Oh God, like she grows a character when XX happens when her friend. It's like she's not the oh no, man's gonna come get like nah, I gotta take care of this. She's a great character.
It's funny because she kind of starts off as like an airhead too in the
She
beginning, and then
I
she just grows and grows and grows, where she almost acts like she has to be an airhead to get through things, but she's no longer an airhead.
exactly yeah. And if you guys can't you're not a fan of reading all the reading, you could try Cold Steel. Cold Steel has voice acting, so but definitely if
Yep.
you're looking for a new RPG to try and you're willing to sit through it because these games are a commitment. It's worth the commitment. It's one of the games that say it's worth the commitment. The series is worth it.
Especially with A Legend of Heroes, they have a thing where, especially when there's multiple games in like the same trails, like Trails of Cold Steel, for instance, the first Trails of Cold Steel goes by really slowly, but they have to ground you into the world you're in. So when the second game hits, it just takes off, and there is like no time to settle in because it's just like now you're in war, now you have to do all this crap, and it's just like you are in the middle of this heavy thing going on. You have no time to slow down, whereas the first game was all just slow.
Yeah. I
It was for a purpose.
Oh no, I agree with that. That's how I felt about what you call it, Trials of the Sky. Yeah, that's how I felt about that one.
Yeah.
Like it was at least the first half of the game was like roughly oof. It was a little bit a tiny bit sluggish, but then the moment the second or the third sorry the fourth act kicked in, it got like it was easy. But they do that.
Yep.
They want you to really get into the world building and everything.
Yes.
英雄伝説黒の奇跡2クリムゾンシン英雄伝説黒の奇跡2
Comes out in
クリ
Japan
ムゾン
and
シン2022
so
September. Okay.
So for all of you fan trainers out there, I would appreciate if you get on this ASAP if you could, please. Only for PS4 and PS5, no Steam, but you guys can always work your magic. Wink, wink.
I mean, I have seen people actually put a PS5 overlay over the first Crimson Sin.
Oh, nice.
発売
I do like how the collector edition has not just this game soundtrack, but soundtrack throughout the series.
Yeah. Also, the guy I'm assuming the guy who did the voice, who's explaining the trailer, the voice actor. I hope that's the main character. That guy has such a very masculine voice, so strong. Ooh,
It's so good.
Yeah. I don't know. Look at Japanese. That sounds good.
ゆえあって名乗れるなよし
Ooh, that's some money. All right. Time to drop out that at 5,000. USD plus shipping.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be buying this from Japan.
No.
As much as I want to.
Yeah, I don't think is the first Crimson available? I don't think so, right?
Not here.
Yeah, not here, not in America. I don't think so.
We're taking a lot of time, at least NIS is, for getting the Legend of Heroes over here. They're still working on the Trails to Zero and Trails to Azure.
Oh yeah, Azure.
So
Yeah.
those are the next ones coming out, which actually Trails to Zero comes out next month. So that will be fun. Trails to Azure doesn't come out till sometime next year. And then that's probably when they'll actually work on translating and localizing the newer Legend of Heroes games, because they still have a bit of a backlog to work through.
Yeah, all those. Yeah, That's a lot. It's giving me you just giving me vibes of those who collect manga. You have to wait because either the translation takes forever to come over high, but it's a production, baby. It's worth it. The patience will pay off. Okay, the patience will pay off.
Yeah, this is like for those of us who were big anime fans in the '90s, where we had to wait like months to almost years before we got localized English anime.
Yeah, or at least now we use subtitles. But yeah, I'm describing what's a manga. Like you have to wait for so long. Like Jesus, like. I mean, granted, we have simultaneously publishing now and translations, but back in the day it was painful. I remember waiting. Like,
It was tough.
I remember, man, one of my older manga series. I remember waiting like at least 3 to 6 months for the Yu Hakusho volume like 16. Like it was painful.
Aww.
Yeah, that's how much it is. But anyway, thank you guys for checking out enjoying the trailer reaction, and just hearing our love for the Legend of Heroes series. I know we're really fans of this particular RPG, and I hope you will be too at some point. Try the games we recommend. Try Cold Steel, try The Sky. I think you enjoy them.
100%, I agree. Legend of Heroes is a fantastic series.
Yep, in The Sky. And the only complaint is, again, it's a commitment. But even if you can slog through the reading or get through the cutscenes, it's definitely an RPG that is quite under a lot of people's radars. Almost like Dragon Quest XI, but
Almost.
almost. Like, at least Dragon Quest XI gets spoken about being under the radar. Legend of Heroes, like, who? But honestly, thank you guys for checking out the video and our takes. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And be sure to follow us on our social medias. Our links below in the description. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya.